Hey everybody, welcome to Hit Rewind. I'm Michael and Ron's on the other end.
Greetings, my friends.
You probably can hear my paper moving around with my list on it. I didn't use my normal notebook, which is silent. I grabbed a
Yeah.
scrap of paper and wrote all over it. So we
Well,
are
it's funny,
now.
the podcast guy's not really up to date on the
No,
technologies.
no. Oh my God, I am not using digital notebooks. Kiss my butt. I ain't doing that. Um,
No, you're good.
so I want to say this is glam metal, but it's not. It's just not. It's
No.
this is like all American blue collar rock that was just enveloped by like by glam metal. It was just all lumped together.
It was. Very
Uh,
much so.
so yeah, and this was kind of harder for us, I think, than usual because we were, I don't know, trying to pair up the three. We were almost got stuck just doing two. I threw out crazy ideas. I threw out Thin Lizzy for Pete's sake. I didn't know what else to do. Um, a lot of it was because we never did Thin Lizzy, oddly enough, and the cowboy song was making me think of. And I feel like Tesla took a lot of influence from the bluesy rock of the '70s, which is what Thin Lizzy was.
Definitely.
But we
They
just skipped over that.
definitely fit that mold.
Yeah, if you love this, go listen to Thin Lizzy. We can't go back to the '70s. We're too far into what we're doing right now. We're at '84.
Exactly. Yes, yes.
Um, so we added in Damn Yankees, which I know were later than these guys. They were 1990, and I don't know. I just feel like that was a good fit. I think we both came to that conclusion. We don't always play by these rules. We added Cheryl Crow to Tom Petty and somebody else. I can't remember what it was.
Hey, sometimes some of these groups just got to take the gig they can get.
Yeah.
I'm not saying any of these guys are those guys, but regardless.
Um, I look, I said Tesla was going to be my headliner, and it's kind of true because I went over 30 songs for the first time ever in the history of the show. I know I stick to the rules. I did not stick to the rules this time. So I have 32 songs.
Yeah.
One of the songs is a medley of four songs from one album. So they're still my headliner because technically they're going to have more songs. Look, I get Bon Jovi, much, much, much bigger band, but I prefer Tesla. Um, is Bon
Gotcha.
Jovi your headliner?
He is my headliner, or they are my headliner, yes.
Yeah. And is Damn Yankees
And
your
I say
opener?
that with Damn Yankees is my opener, but
Okay.
only because, I mean, if they were to, no, I can't say that. No, I guess Tesla would definitely be a notch above Damn Yankees for me.
Well,
As much as I love them,
yes, but you're
don't
also
get me wrong.
talking about amount of content. There really is only
Yes,
two Damn Yankees album. The Shaw Blades album, the third album, started off as intended to be Damn Yankees 3, and things just fell apart with the label. It is crazy to me that they said that it was more cost efficient to give them $1 million to sign off on their contract, let them go somewhere else and record an album and have it sell over there. No, it didn't sell very
right.
well, but still, that's nuts to me because nobody would do that money. That's '90s CD money, just drunk on
Yes.
CD money.
Yep, yep, yep. No, I was like, if Damn Yankees released, 3, 4 more albums, I probably would have been as long as they all held up together.
Yeah, I was gonna say because
That's a
those two,
caveat.
yeah, those two albums are absolutely rock solid. And I think people forget about them in this whole
Yeah.
movement. And I think it's unfair. They should have been given a third chance because I think they would have
Yes.
surpassed. They would have gone somewhere else. I think like the way that Bon Jovi did in the '90s was go more contemporary pop and maybe some country mixed in there to survive the '90s. I think
Yep,
they
yep.
were completely like set up for something like that.
Well, so Damn Yankees is probably the only band that I've seen twice
Oh, really?
live.
Yeah, I haven't seen any of these bands. Now, I saw Tesla was performing this summer by you, and I was hoping it would be with a better band. But Motley Crue right now is a farce. It's almost like watching Corey Feldman perform at this point.
Oh.
Yeah, I've seen it, and it's a lot of it has to do with Vince. Vince is
Yeah.
just why don't run around the stage, Vince. You can't do it clearly anymore. You can't remember the words to your songs. You can't keep your breath. You're out of breath all the time. And now Mick Mars
Yep,
is
yep, yep,
gone. It
yep,
doesn't
yep.
feel like Motley Crue. So
No, it didn't feel like Motley Crue back when they changed up and when we were in high school. So
yeah, I
like,
remember that. Yeah.
I mean, that was
Uh,
a totally different band. But Anyway,
Yeah.
I digress.
All right, so let's start off with your opener.
My opener. Am I going first?
Yep.
All right, I'm taking the lead. I've got to come out with Uprising is going to be my opener.
Okay.
Opening song for Damn Yankees. I tried harder this time around to kind of put them in some sort of an order, but yeah. I'm going to go out and Uprising into Damn Yankees. Rock City. Then we'll slow it down because I tried to stick to it and not go over because I probably could have easily got 15 songs out of Damn Yankees for myself.
I got more than I expected too.
Yeah, we're slowing it down right here. We're going into Where You Going Now, leading into High Enough. Come Again. And then Someone to Believe and Mystified kind of gives that little, if I remember correctly, it's kind of a bluesy kind of sounding song. We're going to jump into that, into Mr. Please, and then, of course, we got to end it with Don't Tread on Me, because Damn Yankees.
Yeah. That's my opener, is Don't Tread on Me.
High Enough probably would have been, I guess, their number one, but Don't Tread on Me, in my opinion, would have been their next one.
Yeah, well, they were known for their ballads, and a lot of it comes from the fact that, now, these guys are not hair metal guys at all. They're a super group of people who existed before the genre. I think that's why it works. Great then. Yeah, yes. I mean, these guys had already been massive. I mean, you had Ted Nugent, who, I think it's so weird when they tell you on Wikipedia that Ted Nugent of a band I've never heard of. Just say Ted Nugent. People know who he is.
Right.
But then you have, Shaw was in Styx, and Blades was in Night Ranger, right?
Yeah, I think that's right.
And I believe their drummer wasn't in a previous known band, but see, a lot of the harmonies.
He's good.
Yeah, a lot of the harmonies you can feel that were built in Night Ranger and Styx are there, and that's why the band works so well. And yes, their ballads were bigger, but they weren't pandering ballads. And as I've gotten older, I've softened on my stance on the whole hair metal thing, glam metal, whatever you want to call it. Yes, there were some bands that were cynically forcing a ballad in there so that they could appeal, because the label basically would force them to do something like that. You got to have a party song, you got to have a ballad, and you got to have a more thoughtful hard rocker. I never felt that with any of these bands. Did Bon Jovi do a lot of love songs in the 90s? Yes, they did.
Yes.
But I think they were also pivoting to a different kind of band, to adult contemporary. So,
early Bon Jovi's definitely a different band than later Bon Jovi.
Yeah. Well, and then 2000s is different too, because they're more arena rock. They're, more U2-ish. So I start off with Don't Tread on Me. Coming of Age was another, I remember being a big hit for them. Silence is Broken. I know it's silly for me to, High Enough and Where You Going Now, it might be silly to put them right in the middle, but I kind of want to end it with a lot of rockers too. So Something to Believe, or Someone to Believe.
Wrong group.
Yeah, sorry. Mr. Please. Tell Me How You Want It. And then I'm actually grabbing one off that third album, Hallucination, the opening track, which I think very thoughtful song about how, and my mom said it, she said that we swore that we were going to bring peace to the world. And whatever happened, it derailed, and it's kind of like an apology for letting everybody down. We had our shot and we kind of blew it. Sorry.
Yep. Money.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
No, that's what she said too. Yeah, she was just like, everybody saw that what they were selling you in the 80s was the greatest thing ever. And, credit card debt is great. Peace on earth. We'll get to it eventually.
Yeah, sometime.
Yeah. All right. So, I'm going to go ahead and follow you. Your mid is going to be Tesla, so I'll just go ahead with that, because it's a tie between Bon Jovi and Tesla with my amount of tracks.
Okay.
Dude, it's cold in here, man. I am shaking. What happened to yesterday?
That's what I was saying. The rain happened yesterday.
Yeah, it's a lot of rain.
This is like the third time in about a month that the hot weather's been pushed out by. Anyway. I had to look this up. I'm like, I've never seen Tesla live. So I'm like, what would be a good Tesla opener? So I might have cheated a little bit on this. I'm like, what is considered a good opener? And they came at me with Coming At You Live. So I listened to it and I'm like, yeah, they're right. They're going to do that. So Coming At You Live, What You Give. I put a little bit of effort into these. Modern Day Cowboy. Song and Emotion has always been one of my absolute favorites, especially after I found out why it was written.
Oh, I don't know
Um,
this. What is it?
it's a tribute song to guitarist Stephen Clark of Def Leppard.
Oh, okay.
So when he had passed away, he had been struggling with alcoholism, and they found him dead in his apartment, lethal doses of alcohol, prescription drugs.
Oh,
Yeah, but this song was a tribute to him.
okay.
So, and I mean, even if you don't know that backstory, the song itself's powerful.
Absolutely.
Moving on to Changes. Excuse me. Now, I have a version of Changes that's off the Twisted Wires and Acoustic Sessions. Has an awesome piano intro to it.
Oh.
And it's the acoustic version. It's very good.
Okay, I'll listen to that.
Although, what is it? The 5-man acoustical jam? That's probably one of my favorite Tesla albums.
Yeah, which isn't even a full album. I think, isn't it like a 6 EP track?
Just that style, just that.
Yeah.
I loved was it in the 90s they did MTV Unplugged?
Oh, right. Yeah.
It's like I loved that kind of setup. If they do that in a concert, sometimes okay, we're gonna bring it down a minute. And like Poison did that. He came out and just did his piano thing and did a little ditty thing with just the piano. And I'm like, this is awesome. No offense to the rest of the band, but every once in a while, I like to hear the musicality that the artists have.
Right.
And that comes out better in acoustic, if you ask me. But,
well, yeah, it's not overproduced.
Right. So coming out of Changes, we have Easy Come, Easy Go, Love Song, moving on to Hang Tough, Be a Man, and Heading Out with Signs.
Okay.
Gotta have that one. So, and I'm with you, though. With Tesla, I probably easily could have made a whole concert of them. Just like I could have Bon Jovi as well. So this was a struggle for me.
I had to ditch a lot
to weed this out. Yeah.
I think it's strange that Tesla has had 4 live albums. I'm kind of thinking 2 was probably good. The EP and then a full album. They keep doing it. I don't know why.
Right.
But their newer stuff is actually really good, but I am basically sticking to the Geffen years, I think is where they were.
Okay.
So yeah, before they broke up the first time, so everything basically up to 94. I do have one track off their comeback album, but it's mostly that. I don't know if you remember this, but my second year of college when I was living with Matt, that I can't remember even how I did. I must have traded somebody a CD, and I got Tesla's Greatest Hits, Time Making Changes, and I was obsessed with it. Do you remember that at all?
I do.
Yeah. And look, a lot of what I love, like in my head, what I think about them, I even have that CD today. I bought it again recently, but I got to start off the way that CD starts off with Modern Day Cowboy. I mean, there's that build up and the explosion, and it's just so awesome. It's got a lot on its mind too. It's not just a kick-ass rock and roll song. It's talking a lot about the unbelievably pointless uh, events that cause war and everything that it does to its people.
Again, money.
Yeah.
Sorry. We're not making this a political show, folks.
Yeah. But like all these bands were a lot more pensive than what people think of this era of rock and roll, and I want people to give them more credit.
Yeah.
So, and I had to ditch a lot of the classic songs. I don't like doing cover songs, so I ditched Signs. I know that's their biggest hit, and it's the obvious one, but I wanted to push that off.
That's why I ended on it.
Yeah.
So.
Little Susie is next. It's a little bit slower, but it also has just kind of a pop bounce to it. It's one of their first, I think it's actually their first hit. Um, Heaven's Trail, aka No Way Out, The Way It Is, What You Give. So we're bringing it down a little bit to more of their,
Mhm.
slower songs. Into the Now, that's the one off their comeback album. I think it's a really great track, and it's them gripping with, look, times have definitely changed, and
Mhm.
we can't completely change our sound and ditch our fans, but we have to evolve a little bit. But thank God they didn't like pander and start letting, hey, let's add electro to this. No, let's not do that.
Please don't.
Let's do pop punk. No. How about dubstep? No. um, Edison's Medicine is another one that if it's up there with
Mm.
Modern Day Cowboy, is just a really cool kick-ass rock and roll song.
Yep, yep.
Back down a little bit for A Lot to Lose and Changes. And after Changes, the lights are going to go down. They're going to come up for their encore. 4 tracks from Bust a Nut, which I think is my favorite album of theirs. Stupid title. It's very immature considering who they were. That sounds something more like, Trickster would do.
Right,
Or,
right, right.
or Danger, Danger. But Solution, Action Talks, She Want, and Mama's Fool is going to be the medley from that album. And then I'm going to end with, look, it's hokey and I love it, but Last Action Hero. I love that album so much, and it's tracks that are named after the title of the movie sometimes can be so stupid, and I don't care. That song's awesome.
That soundtrack is honestly one of my favorites.
Yeah,
It is so hokey at times, but that's the whole point. The movie was.
I
It was the poking fun at the genre,
yeah,
and
yeah,
I
yeah.
absolutely loved it.
The one, and I love hip hop, but I think the one track that does not belong is Cypress Hill. It just Cock the Hammer, just it doesn't work.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
All right, so it's our headliner, Bon Jovi.
Whoa!
We're halfway there. We're more than halfway there. We're
We're
two-thirds
more
of the
than
way
halfway.
there. Yeah.
We're more than halfway there. Sorry. And that's not a knock on John, because he still has a voice, surprisingly. It's definitely not as powerful, but whose is.
Yeah.
So, Collie. Okay, so can I just lead off with songs that I have mentioned? I'll just start with that.
Okay. Okay.
All right, so there's a few bangers off. Okay, so here's the thing. I didn't realize there were so many albums he has. I went to a
Yes.
garage sale a while back, and I hit the jackpot. I came back with the first 8 albums of his. I already own like 2, I think, but the first 8 albums of his for next to nothing, in perfectly good condition CD format. I'm like, this is awesome. So when I got in here and had issues with Spotify, it wouldn't load for me, and then ended up being some stupid their video playing issues or whatever. So if you guys ever have that issue where you're playing and the songs with music videos don't play,
Yeah.
go in, shut those settings off. Just an FYI. Anyway, so I was gonna have to just go through the first 8 albums and then not listen to anything else because I had no actual way to do it. But it was then that I realized, dude, I only have 8 of his albums, and there's like 10 more.
Yeah. I was actually shocked. I thought there was a huge gap.
Right?
Well, I remember he got distracted by acting for a while, and then
Yeah.
there was the solo effort he did, and for some reason I thought there was like a 6-year gap between New Jersey and Keep the Faith, and then I didn't remember anything after Keep the Faith. I thought he was just doing solo stuff or stuff for movies, and then had the big comeback in 2000 or 2001 with It's My Life. And then
Yeah.
I remember Have a Nice Day somewhere in there, and then I didn't remember anything else. I didn't know they were putting out albums like every 3 years.
Yeah, I
And they're
vaguely
all still
remember
selling.
Have a Nice Day being that thing. And
Yeah.
it's a 4-year gap, it looks like, between Jersey and Keep the Faith.
Okay.
But still, that's a long time for someone who really likes Bon Jovi. So.
Yeah. What you
Okay,
just
so
had?
my songs I've mentioned.
Yeah.
What? Go ahead. You had what?
The thing all I remember is in the middle he did some songs for Young Guns too, and that was it. I think that's the only thing that was between the two.
Right. And of course, those are on my list. But so I didn't know. So there's a few bangers on The Circle. That's from 2009. Story of Love from 2020. Lost Highway 2000. Let's see. There's Till We Ain't Strangers Anymore. Lost Highway title track. Have a Nice Day title track. Bells of Freedom and Every Day from Bounce.
Okay.
And that's not to say those are the only songs on those albums that are good. Those were of note for me.
Yeah.
That I had to weed them out, and I just wanted to make sure they got out there. But for my actual concert, I did go over 2 songs on this one. Kind of goodbye songs, if you will, or not, if you'll see when I get there. So I'm starting off with Let It Rock from '86. Raise Your Hands.
Okay.
Shot Through the Heart. I don't know if this goes together well or not. But you start out, You Give Love a Bad Name with Shot Through the Heart. So I'm gonna lead into that with this song. I don't know why that just felt right. I don't know if it works, but it is.
Okay.
Blame It on the Love of Rock and Roll.
I don't know that one.
That's off Keep the Faith.
Okay.
That's a good one. King of the Mountain from 7800 Fahrenheit. And then I'm going to lead into I'm going to lead into his Cowboy Days here.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a medley, the Ride Cowboy Ride from Jersey, leading into Stick to Your Guns, because that Ride Cowboy Ride's only a little ditty anyway, so that just feels, throw that in there. People go crazy when they hear that. Leading into Wanted Dead or Alive and Blaze of Glory. This is a song I never knew existed, or an album I never knew existed. This House Is Not for Sale.
Oh, God, I remember that song. I forgot about it.
And it's a great song. And then that's kind of my ender, I guess. But leading out, if they come back, or maybe this is how it ends, it says, Who Says You Can't Go Home? And then we will end with Never Say Goodbye.
The one Who Says You Can't Go Home, is that kind of country vibes? It's like a duo?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, there's 2 versions of it that I had found out. There's one where he's more the lead, and then the other one, oh crap, I forgot her name. This is the duet, the lady he does the duet with.
Was it Lambert?
That's the more prominent one.
Was it Miranda Lambert or something, whatever her name is? I can't remember her name. I can't. Never mind. I don't know country. Who am I talking about like I'm an expert?
That's Spotify. I will look it up.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll do my list while you look that up, okay?
All right.
So a lot of this is off in New Jersey and Slippery and Wet, but Living on a Prayer seems like a perfectly fine song to start off with. You Give Love a Bad Name, Bad Medicine. I don't know. The 2 bads just seem like they went together.
Yeah, yep.
Just like the next 2, Blaze of Glory and Wanted Dead or Alive go together so well. And Bed of Roses, look, I know. If anybody knows me, this sounds the anti-Michael because it's such a huge, passionate love song, and that's not really my thing. But holy smokes, does he give it everything he's got. I think it's his best, most passionate singing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Born to Be My Baby. It's still a love song, but it's a little more upbeat. Keep the Faith, which I think just the drums in that are just incredible. And it's a really good, like, positive song. Actually, a lot of these they're really a positive band. Going to some of their newer stuff, It's My Life, Have a Nice Day, We Weren't Born to Follow, and then closing with I'll Sleep When I'm Dead.
Yeah.
So much good stuff, right?
So many of those songs I had thought of as well, and I had to cut them off.
All right, maybe I just tortured. Maybe I made a bad decision by having to stick to the 3 format. I just didn't know if they were big enough to make a full episode of just 2 bands, but I think I was wrong. Because
I think Tesla, and don't get me wrong, I love Damn Yankees, but I feel like they could have been put with someone else, and we probably could have been fine with just Tesla.
Yeah.
And
Well, mistakes were made, but we got to move on. It's too late.
It is what it is.
Let's just erase the episode and do it again. No.
No. Honestly, I feel like Damn Yankees would be a fun show with. We do some Shaw Blade stuff. We do some Stick stuff. We know the people that make up that band. That's who we're with.
That would be if we hadn't already done.
Awesome show.
Yeah, we hadn't already done 2 of those.
Yeah.
That's the other thing is like, what have we already done? So, ooh.
Right. And I feel like there's been more than once we've gone through and like, getting into the deep of it and then realize, wait, I know this song. It's already starred. We did this one.
Yeah, well, we almost did Def Leppard, I think, didn't we? We almost did
Yeah,
Def Leppard,
almost.
and we were like, oh no, I already did that with somebody else. So there's like 5
That's right.
bands. So look, there's gonna be no Motley Crue, no Kiss, Ozzy, Def Leppard, and Van Halen, Aerosmith. I did all
Poison?
of. What's that?
Did we do Poison?
We have not done Poison, and that will definitely be part of it because Poison is that other wing of hair metal, where
Yes.
it's much more pop and party and a lot of that's where all the glam stuff, all the stuff that people complain about, it
Yeah.
all came from Poison, basically.
You remember singles back in the day, right? You buy a cassette
Oh,
single.
yeah. Sorry, I thought you were talking about the movie Singles.
No. Our modern day, or at least at that point, equivalent of 45s. I remember playing the crap out of the Poison singles, man. It was like
I don't.
little,
I
yeah,
think the only single I ever purchased because it seems silly to me, it's like you're paying how much for one song? If it was 99
right.
cents, sure. $1.99 maybe. But then they started cranking up the prices, and then when CDs came out and they're like $4.99 for a single, I was like, no way. But do
Yeah,
you remember we were like up by the dunes and I found that maxi single of Hey Man Nice Shot by Filter, which had all the
yeah.
different like hip hop and like heavier, like they had like 9 different variations of the same song, and I was like, okay, I'm buying that.
See, that's worth it. Yeah. No, I'm with you. Now you look at it, and we're buying single songs for $1.50.
Yeah, I know, but
Something like that.
a
I'm like,
buck fifty
oh,
then and a buck 50 now are not the same.
I know my head's still stuck in the past,
I
but
know. I still
oh yeah,
think of a bag of burgers for a buck from Hot and Now.
yes, I missed that.
Yeah. All right. Did you find out the
All
singer?
right, Jennifer Nettles is the
Oh,
singer.
okay.
She
Yeah.
was one half of the the country pop duo Sugarland.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, that was a fun
So
episode,
she's
dude.
actually,
That was a really fun
yeah.
episode. It was harder, and
Oh,
it
and
was
actually,
yeah.
I think usually when we do these episodes, I have a hard time getting it done. Yeah, because life gets in the way, what have you. With this one, when we figured out who we were going to do, I'm like, man, this came to me fast, and then I
Yeah.
realized I've got too much.
Yep, I did mine
So I'm like,
yesterday. I did mine yesterday in like about an hour, and I was like, got it, got it,
yeah,
got it, got it. Because a lot of times we have to go explore their discography, you know.
mm-hmm.
We're like, yeah, I know some of these songs, but I think I only know like 3 or 4. So let's go discover, and that takes time.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah.
I'm with you. Like, and that's problem. That's part of the problem, I guess. It's a good problem to have when you have such a long discography to choose from that you really got to explore a little bit.
Yeah. Cheap Trick
It's
was the
harder when you have
hardest.
it's like
Cheap Trick was like
you've got like 3
25
albums to
albums.
choose
Yeah.
from.
Yeah.
All right, today's opener is going to be the one album they put out. Yeah.
Well, there
It
are
was
a few,
really
like
a banger, but for whatever reason, they didn't take off.
yeah. That there's been a few like that. So in the world
Yeah.
of hip hop, it's notorious for bands to break up after, especially if it's a rap group, 2 or 3
Yeah.
albums. That's it. Or they decide, you know what, I don't want to be part of this world. I'm gonna go be a producer. So
Yeah.
like Tone Loc, I was just looking them up the other day. I was like, man, Funky Cole Medina and Wild Thing were massive. And I went to look up, he did one more album and said, you know what, I'm gonna go do movies for like a decade. Yeah.
Tone Loc. Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, that is it, everybody, for this episode. Thank you, Ron, and keep on rocking
Thank you.
on.
You know it, bud.